I told everybody that you just took the longest leak I've ever heard anyone take in my life. Steve just peed it's not far from me, so I'm listening to it. We're a minute late getting out of the gate because Steve took a 4-minute leak. It's impossible that could happen. How much water is in there? How much is caffeine induced? I don't know. But it's a healthy flow for a man over 50. So that's good, because you don't want, like that great line from, forgot the show. It got Alan Arkin in it, and it was developed by Chuck Lorre, and he says, I pee in Morse code now. Lots of dashes and dots. Morning, everybody. Morning, Mike's here on a Monday, post-Super Bowl. Wow, lots to discuss, but I just want to, nothing at the Super Bowl, nothing at the halftime show, nothing is more important than Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy. It's all I think about. I can't believe we're in this situation. And I think what draws me to it is the hopefulness that's in it somewhere. As horrible as it is, I believe she's coming home. I pray to that effect, but I believe she's coming home. I believe it's lined up in that way. There's a $6 million ransom that's been demanded. As you know, Savannah has said that they will meet that demand. What I didn't know is that I thought the FBI would front the money, and then of course they go and nail these people, and it doesn't, they handle that sort of thing. Well, they can't do that just for Savannah Guthrie, even though it is Trump's FBI and he could use the press, the good press. They don't do it. So Savannah, her son, I assume the sister does not have money or brother like she does. So it looks like Savannah will be paying $6 million today. It's a 5 p.m. local time in Arizona deadline. So if that's the case, she's going to pay, then why wouldn't, and in the first ransom note, they, detailed that Nancy was physically fine. In the second ransom note, no reference to anything, but look, if they're asking for $6 million in Bitcoin, that means they're going to return her. For some reason, I get this sense, this intuition that she's not being harmed, that this is somehow these are people interested in money only. And who knows? They may have even given her a TV dinner and let her watch the Super Bowl. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to work out. And I do pray about that. Now, we are going to be all over this at 10 o'clock this morning. We have a Hot Mics episode. Do not confuse morning mics with hot mics. And hot mics will happen at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 Eastern today. Brian Enton, national correspondent for News Nation, who's been covering this story really, really well, will be with us. And we will be live at 10 Pacific with Brian. And then Darren Karp will come in and we'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, which we will talk a little bit about now. But anyway, full Nancy Guthrie at 10 a.m. And until then, bless your little heart, Nancy. I know you're hanging in there, and she's coming home. I just feel it. Okay. Boy, speaking of scares within the family, my youngest daughter, I have 3, Lily Bush, is 21, and she had a traumatic brain injury, which is like your worst nightmare. Wednesday, I'm in bed, and at about midnight, I got a phone call. And it's her, and she's like loopy as can be, and she's in the ER at a hospital I've never heard of in downtown Los Angeles. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Like, okay, they're checking me out. I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing. So I put the hospital into Waze, and I just drive down there, and I get there about 12:45 or something, and she's in the ER, and they're sewing up her head. And she has gotten her bell rung in a terrible way. She was riding one of those scooters that they litter the streets with here in Los Angeles, and maybe in your city too. and they say, well, you're supposed to ride these with helmets. Like anyone carries a helmet in their bag or so. Oh, I happen to have my helmet right here. Everyone who rides a bird scooter or a lime scooter or one of these things it's a spontaneous decision. You don't plan to go out bird riding or lime riding mostly. In that case, you would bring a helmet. But this is like, there are no cabs. Let me take one of these things. And she went down really hard. And it was very scary for a while there. And she threw up a lot because of the nausea from the impact. I will say this. The hospital downtown, California Hospital Medical Center, CHMC. It's down by crypto.com arena. I think they probably see a lot of action, but it's not one of the fancy hospitals that's known around here like UCLA or Cedars-Sinai or one of those. And so you got all types of characters, right? Hanging around the hospital and whatever. But I will say this, they did a marvelous job in this trauma ICU. And we became friends with Sydney, who's the young nurse who works on duty, who's pregnant and having a baby. And it was interesting. We moved into my daughter's room, my ex-wife, Sydney, me, and Lily, my little one, and her two older sisters, Mary and Josie. And so the little family and I told you, we went on a vacation together. we went to Florida and the Bahamas over Christmas. And here we were reunited again, sitting in there, holding vigil for our littlest one. And it was scary as shit. But she's good. We did transfer her via ambulance to Cedars. Their ICU is excellent, and but all is handled, all is well. She is good. She's out of the woods. The brain bleeding is stopped. She is healthy and just swollen like you wouldn't believe. Can hardly see out of one eye, but she will be fine. Now it's just healing and taking it easy. So there you go. Thank you. A bunch of people have reached out and asked for an update and all that.
It just puts so much into perspective, and I'm glad that she's okay. But the perspective thing, so much is going on with so many different things. Something like that hits home, everything stops, right?
Yeah, I will say that. It's the phone call you don't want to get. Okay, let's move on to Allison because she's having some issues here. Welcome to, you know what? I always wanted to, Steve, can I go back to Allison? There we go. I always wanted to be in a Dear Abby, right? A Dear Bushy. Billy, I need your advice. Oh, God, whenever that happens, half the room braces. When do you know when it is time to call your marriage quits? We've been married 20 years. It's exactly the number I was married. Trust issues, mainly on me, but I can't live with being brought up all the time. Oh, you flirted with someone at work. Maybe there was a little dalliance there that got the better of you, and you tried to work it out. You've been trying to work it out. Well, I once spent an enormous amount of money meeting with the world's greatest relationship expert, Esther Perel, the French relationship expert. It was very expensive for 1 hour. And if there's been any kind of dalliance in the marriage, it's upon the one who engaged in the dalliance. If they want to fix it, they got to go in and the accountability process probably be pretty egregious, pretty deep. But you're thinking like you it seems to me you are stuck between doing the right thing and I don't know if this person is still in the picture, probably not, but it's the right thing versus your thing. And that is tough. Had a conversation at the Super Bowl last night, actually. This woman came up to me. This is so weird. This woman came up to me, very I don't know. She just we were in the same room, and she's like, "Hey, we spoke a few years ago. You had just gotten separated and the whole thing, and I was like in that place, and you told me you were very happily separated, like and happily divorced was on the way." I said, "Oh yeah, I've gone out of my way to make sure that uh, if we're doing this, it's got to be like we need to be on good terms." And as you know, I've just talked about how close I am to my ex-wife, who's an all-star. And she said, so I took that into account. And I don't want to be the guy that's like promoting divorce. Like that's not, if you can fix this thing, fix it. But she said, I'm happily divorced. We're happily divorced. We haven't gotten to the go on vacation stage yet, but I think we will. I said, that's amazing. Okay, that's great. Esther Perel says this, Allison, and then I'll move on. But Allison, Esther says, in our lifetimes, we will have 2 to 3 great loves. Some people will choose to have that with the same person. Meaning, every 20 years, it's either run its course or you got to re-up. And it's going to a whole different phase because you're a whole different person. You are not the person that got married. And I think about all those great love stories, George H.W. Bush and Barbara Bush, the greatest love story from 19 years old till the day they died holding hands. I mean, come on. There are not a ton of them. I think that's the truth. Anyway, I love you, babe. So decide if you're going to re-up. And if you do, you got to keep bringing it up until he's tired of it. And that may be too much work. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that was helpful at all. Probably. My ex-husband and I are better friends now that we're no longer married. I think it's a much better situation for our family. Yeah, you drain the tension out of the room. And like when I walk in, like I'm like so happy to see my ex-wife and she's happy to see me. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, hey, tell me everything. What's been happening? Whereas I used to get home, go back to my room and pour a cocktail and watch a little news and like, I need to decompress and like, Mr. Heavy Energy. Nobody needs that guy around. Truth be told. You never know how happily divorced you are till you or the other brings another partner into the mix. So smart. Flowers, you are right. Can you be genuinely happy for them? Well, my ex brought somebody into the mix. We didn't like him. My daughters didn't like him. I didn't like him. Thought he was like, nope, not good enough. Loser. Get him out. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I didn't have to. My daughters did the work. They're like, Mom, no. Ooh. And they got rid of him. Then I've had better success. Right? But there's bumps on everything, right? Allie has been successfully received. But everything has bumps, right? It's a major tectonic shift. Let's see. We got into relationships. Many marry their unfinished business. Oh my God. Heal your childhood parental stuff. You cannot marry to resolve unchecked stuff. I didn't do that. Sydney was the cutest Southern girl that walked into a beach house in Dewey, Delaware when I was 25 years old. And, many months later, she was pregnant and had not gone to the doctor in a while, wasn't feeling well. When we came back from we got to the doctor and she said, oh, by the way, she's 4 months pregnant. What? Isn't there like a trimester thing you got to get over? And they're like, yeah, she's way past that. So 5 weeks after that, from that day, from hearing that news, 5 weeks later, we had a wedding for like 300 people in Washington, D.C. And we got married because you know what? I'll get real honest with you here for a second. Pro-choice, pro-life, I'm out of that. That's a personal thing. But for me, I was like, I'm like, I'm not ready to get married. I can't do this. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I know what to do. I'm like 25, but I'm not an idiot. I have a job. I'm like, no, like we can do this. Sydney, what do you think? Can we do this? Let's do this. This is what was handed. So we did it. And then we did it for 20 years. And I got to say, I call it a great success. And now we're going to have a second chapter, equally successful. Okay? Now, let's go to the comments. Steve, are you handling comments here? Keep up with me. I was told you marry the person who will help you finish all your childhood issues. And if you can, that's how you get to the golden years. Oh, I was told you marry the person who will help you finish all of your childhood issues. I don't understand that, Lisa. I got to say that I don't know what that means. So that seems to run afoul of what was being said before. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, you know what? The relationship your grandparents had there was no options, right? The biggest thing that threatens a marriage is optionality, right? Your grandparents didn't have an option and they never saw an option. They were never open to an option. Here's an interesting fable, a metaphor. Guy walks into the art gallery and he's talking to the art dealer, and the art dealer says, "Hey, great news. We've got a couple of amazing paintings here that everybody's talking about. And I'll tell you what, this is painting A right here, okay? And the good news is, if you buy painting A and you don't like it in 4 days, you can bring it back and you can get painting B instead. But if you take painting B, there is no return. That's it. So, the people that come into the art gallery and they buy, which people are happiest buying which painting? Are they happier with A? Are they happier with B? Steve, answer the question.
Well, I think that they are happy with B after they had A.
No, you're correct. You're correct. B, because the guy that buys A, I don't know. I mean, there's B, but there's A. But I mean, I could go back and get B. I could. But those who buy B are like, are you kidding me? Have you seen my B? Check out my B. Hey, guys, come on in here. Welcome, everybody. Have a good time. Look at my B. Is that not the greatest B you've ever seen? Well, B's, let's say your wife. If there's no optionality to send her back, or ladies, vice versa, send that old sucker, kick him out of that. If there's no option, you're awfully, I got the best one. Look at me. Yeah. Super proud of mine. Anyway, there you go. Yeah. My father was that guy. You know what I mean? My parents were both B's. But then the world changed. Now it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Are we becoming more dysregulated? That's the question. Let's talk about Lindsey Vonn for a second, Olympics fans. Come on. Oh, my God. It's a fracture. This is so tragic. Lindsey Vonn, the crash, devastating. I've watched it over and over again. She ruptured her ACL 10 days ago in qualifying runs, airlifted off the mountain then, and then it happens again in downhill competition. 13 seconds into her race on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. 13 seconds in, she hooks her arm on the fourth gate and it spins her around, full crash, total yard sale. Well, her skis stayed on, but you can see the twist. Wow. In addition to rupturing the left knee ACL, by the way, 10 days ago, she had partial knee replacement on the right knee, and that was in 2024. Her coach said that all throughout training, she had been favoring the right side. She kept landing like right foot first, that partially rebuilt right knee, because she was trying to protect that left ACL, and he knew something was off. So all the jumps were like there. Every time she got into the air. Her sister Karen said it best though about Lindsey Vonn, in that she is just, she is a absolute beast. Beast mode is her only.
We were just saying, like, the man in the arena, like, she just dared greatly and she put it all out there. So it's really hard to see, but we just really hope she's okay.
Yeah, everybody, of course, sending their best to Lindsey and what transpires from this. Her makeup is to go all out. Do you think she'll have any regrets from this moment, or do you think she started the race in every way she intended until that moment at the gate?
She always goes 110%. There's never anything less. So I know she put her whole heart into it, and sometimes just like things happen. It's a very dangerous sport, and there's a lot of variables at play. So
yeah, the man in the arena, and who is more the man than Lindsey Vonn? She's the man. When people say you're the man, I think they're talking about Lindsey. I love the fact that she was with Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? Talk about people who get their knees rebuilt all the time. The two of them must have been like, they should have had their own, surgical center on the property because of the shit that they put their bodies through. Anyway, hats off to Lindsey Vonn. She was the favorite to win gold at 41 years old. She retired for 6 years before coming back. Unbelievable. I remember Vancouver, baby, when she won the gold, and we were there. We watched it come down. She's a great champion, great star. We love her. Look at this, man. This is just the craziest. This guy's got a great job. Look at the ice cramps right there. And he's got they just airlift. She's in that bag right there. Where's her little head? Did they zip her up? And her head isn't even seen.
What's crazy is how many times she's like been in that thing and been flown out in her career. Talk about a person that goes all in. Like, she's like, I'm getting airlifted out of here or I'm winning gold.
Yeah. There's a reason not many competitive athletes are 40 plus. I admire Lindsey, who will always be an athlete, but surely she has closed the door now. Oh, no question. I do not believe you can do that again. English Dick. I only been skiing once, spent all week falling, then at the end of entering the downhill race and coming in third. Who were you? You entered a downhill race after skiing what? No, you didn't. Who were you skiing against? Toddlers? Come on. English Dick. Where the hell do you go skiing when you live in England? You gotta go to like the French Alps. You gotta go to Verbier. Yeah, she did her dream, baby. No regrets. She can live with recovery of her body. Hard to live with regrets from dreams. That's well said. She had to do this. It was bothering her. And then she went, and I hope she can at least say it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, but I hit the snow for my 5th Olympic Games. And she, came out of the gates and went for it. And shit happens in life. And it's just, it's got to hurt like crazy. But, way to go. Please, God, yes, she should retire and do some announcing. Oh, there's no finer. No one I want to hear from more in the booth. But hey, hats off to Breezy Johnson. And Breezy Johnson wins gold in the downhill. So an American did win. It wasn't Lindsey Vonn. And you know what? This is what I love about skiers, as opposed to like basketball players or all these, me sport guys. Skiers are like hockey players, where they're just like a little more selfless. Right. And Breezy Johnson's like, I'm just worried about Lindsey. And, I won my gold medal. I'll never, she's the greatest. She's won 84, World Cup world titles. You know, she's got 3 Olympic medals, 8 world championships. She's the best. Imagine that. Like, no, this is your moment, Breezy Johnson. And by the way, skiers also have great names. Breezy and Peekaboo. Remember Peekaboo Street? What a great name.
They all
Peekaboo.
have great names. They all have great names.
Woo! Peekaboo. All right, let's see. Steve, who's sitting behind you, says Joy. Put on your camera. It's Big Harry. That's so funny. Look at Harry. Oh, my God. The whole time he's been sitting right over the shoulder. I'm just wild about Harry.
There he is.
There's Harry,
Fancy
everybody.
man.
Big Harry. Remember the Rachel? If you know, you know. Harry's in town because we've got a couple of true crime projects. We have a couple of meetings that we're pitching, TV production stuff. Big Harry and I are trying to sell. There's Harry. Look at the crowd. The crowd's going wild. Harry, we love Harry, Harry. Oh my God, look at them going. Hiya, Harry, says Jackie. Yeah. Harry's a beautiful guy. Look at Harry's getting so much love. I can't believe it. Hey, Big Harry. Oh, hey, Big Harry.
Back for an update.
Steve, should I sit in your seat?
There you go.
How are you?
Okay, you're relieved.
Steve, get up.
All right, let's see. Super Bowl. Super Bowl. What a shitty game. Can we just agree with that? What a shitty game. God, was that boring. Poor Drake May. But let's get to the most important part of the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny versus Kid Rock. Did you watch Bad Bunny? Trump did. As expected, there he is. As he did. Trump, as expected, posted on Truth Social. Could not keep his eyes off of Bad Bunny. There he is. There's Trump, by the way, watching Bad Bunny. Do you have the statement that Trump put out?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. There's Trump watching Bad Bunny. The Super Bowl halftime show was absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. Sorry, but what an asshole. It makes no sense. It's an affront to the greatness of America, which is what? All white? And doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. You do not need to be talking about standards. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying. A foreign language intimidates him. It creates fear in him. Mistrust. When someone's speaking a foreign language, you don't know what they're saying, or they're saying something against you. It's very conspiratorial. God, that is so small-minded. Anyway, nobody understands a word this guy's saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children. Oh, now you're worried for young girls? They're watching from throughout the USA and all over the world. This show is just a slap in the face to our country, which you're using to grift $4.6 billion so far, which is setting new standards and records every single day, including the best stock market. And 401ks in history. There's nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show. And watch, it'll get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what's going on in the real world, the real white world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new... Okay, fine. He's been griping about the kickoff rule forever. Okay, but you know what? Here's the thing. Did the Bad Bunny... I don't know what the hell he was saying either. But I don't need to hear every word. I don't know. When most people are singing, I don't know what the words are, right? How many times are we riding in a car making up the words to a song or you've sung a song for 10 years, you thought that was the line and you find out it's not? I don't know. To me, it's all about the rhythm, the sound, and I thought it was interesting. I liked the concept. And Rihanna did the Super Bowl. People were walking around in hazmat suits, and I didn't quite understand that. But I can understand, urban community living in a Puerto Rican village and in a little town where people are in the streets and, the old guys are playing dominoes. And over here, there's like, you can get some street meat and there's, girls doing their nails and what's up? It was very West Side Story in that they're dancing in the streets and they're celebrating community. Were there a little more, Latin booties shaking? Was there cheek vibration? Too much, maybe? If the kids are seeing so much these days on their phones, but I get it. It's an old argument that only goes one way: protect the children from the dancing, the twerking, and all that. It was a lot.
I think it's always a lot at the halftime show. I think that shaking's coming up because it was a Latin performance. I think a lot of
that's it.
J-Lo's out. I mean, everybody's out.
Yeah. No, J-Lo just we don't hear about that when J-Lo performs on the American Music Awards. I guess we're just we're so used to it. But okay, it was positive. It was upbeat. It was, to me, it's a strength. It's a strength. Look how great America is. And by the way, someone else pointed this out. I'm stealing this, but they were performing in the state of California in a place called Santa Clara, which is near San Jose, and not too far down the street, San Francisco and San Diego and Los Angeles. Excuse me. This is all happening in a state that is entire. Our roots are very clear. Okay? So, it's just too much. It's a shot. It's a sign of strength. Why does Donald Trump choose to see this as a threatening? They're coming. They're coming. I mean, Jesus, they're already here. Okay? This small-minded, you can see it as a show of strength, or you can see it from a position of fear. Lady Gaga, she was involved. She played the wedding singer. A real couple got married in the ceremony. Very beautiful. Gaga was great. There were some celebrities. Oh, Ricky Martin performed. I thought he was amazing. Boy, brother's doing peptides. I can see he is like, whoa, he's totally jacked. But I saw some, I think Alex Earl. It wasn't all things. Oh, there was no white people in it. It was all brown. I saw Alex Earl in that when Bad Bunny was dancing on top of the Bottega on the porch down below was Pedro Pascal, I'm pretty sure. And Alex Earl, I think, who, by the way, was later seen at a Super Bowl party. Someone filmed her and Tom Brady reunited. Does it feel good? I don't know. I don't know the extent.
I just think that, and look, I'm the biggest classic rock, the Tom Petty's, the Bruce Springsteens, the Aerosmiths, but those are classic rock shows. And then we have Latin shows, and sometimes we have rap headlines it when it's in LA. I don't know. So what's the problem with this one? No one.
I just like the idea of Trump pretending to be offended by the booties shaking. Our children are so. You and the children, please. This is not a time for you to talk about defending children, okay? Because you haven't defended children in the. You are trying to distract at every second from the Epstein files, which are about powerful people you are protecting who abused children. That's just I don't even think in the Latin America, I don't even think in his home, in Benito's hometown of Puerto Rico, home territory of Puerto Rico, that a twerking, shaking booty is like waving to someone. I think it's like, hi, how are you? We make a bigger deal of it here. So then the other competing show was Kid Rock and his Brantley Gilbert and Lee Bryce and whatever in the Turning Point USA show, which was just kind of, to me, it was a little darker, right? Felt like this from the Free Press, a howl from people who feel they've been left behind, sort of fearful kind of a thing. Lee Bryce's song was about belonging to the drinking class, and then a song whose chorus went, "It ain't easy being country in this country nowadays." We're figuring it out. Gabby Barrett had a big song about a guy who cheated on her And then I hope she cheats like you did on me. In other words, it was a bummer parade. Just a little bit of a downer, a little bit of a fear-based kind of show. Look, apparently Kid Rock performed pretty well, which he's got his corner. He's got his, it's like Fox News, right? Fox News has a big audience because there aren't so many people competing for the other. They're the only ones in the game, really. So they destroy MSNBC and CNN and everyone else because they're kind of, they win for their audience. That's what Kid Rock is doing, right? And so he feeds, he tosses red meat out into the crowd. You did great on Fox, by the way. Okay, so I made a prediction. Fox on Super Bowl Sunday morning, we went to see my good friend Peter Ducey. I like to say the deuce is loose on Sunday mornings here in America, and he is a lovely young man. We made a prediction about the game.
Who's going to win? Billy, who's
Deuce.
going to win? Patriots or Seahawks? Who you got?
I'll tell you right now, it's going to be the Seahawks, and it's going to be a blowout. I'm going to Poly Market right now. They'll cover that 4.5 easily. They're too darn good. Jackson Smith in Jigba.
Blowout.
MVP.
All right.
Guy's unbelievable.
Well, we
Blowout.
can clip this and play it back if you're wrong. Just a reminder.
I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong, dude. I'm never wrong. Did you hear that? I'm never wrong. Anyway, we love the deuce. I love to say the deuce is loose. Sunday mornings on Fox. I'd like to do their promo. The deuce is loose. Sunday mornings. Okay, Mike Solana. I love me a good right-wing writer when they're funny, and Mike Solana is funny. Pirate Wires. He says he calls the Bad Bunny versus Kid Rock a tie. Yesterday, after months of insults targeting the president, his supporters, and every American who has a problem with people refusing to speak English in the USA, the allegedly very popular superstar Bad Bunny was honored with the stage at our country's most beloved secular holiday, the Super Bowl, where the Puerto Rican sensation waved around the Puerto Rican flag and monologued about something I didn't understand and didn't care to translate. LOL, joke's on you, bitch. Meanwhile, Turning Points USA hosted the aging trash glam singer Kid Rock, who once infamously sang about his affinity for underage girls, for an alternative halftime performance that could be enjoyed by good Christians in the language of our forefathers. Altogether, it was a tremendously embarrassing afternoon, which is to say, it was the perfect way to celebrate our clown world country in the year of our Lord 2026. Who won? Who cares? Have a great week, friends. I do like this about Bad Bunny, and I'm going to start incorporating it into my routine. Okay? Everything he says, everything he raps about or sings about, there's an A. Okay? So like if I were to read something from Mary Ellen Harris, I watch both shows at the same time. Bad Bunny on my TV, Kid Rock on the laptop. Okay? That's his move. But I do like the dance routine on telephone poles. That was impressive. Okay? Let's talk about the game itself real quickly here. Jesus. Sorry. You know who's getting killed? You know who's getting killed on the Bad Bunny? What happened this late? I don't know what this. Remember Jill Zarin? Jill Zarin from the Real Housewives of New York. She totally trashed Bunny and got absolutely destroyed online and had to delete everything. Here she goes.
So we all agree.
I love
now we
Bad
all
Bunny. I
agree.
think he's
I agree.
terrific,
I said
but-
it before that it was the worst halftime show ever, it's 250 years that we're celebrating right now in the United States. And I just don't think it was appropriate to have it in Spanish. And quite frankly, I didn't see him grabbing his, G area. I think it was totally inappropriate. You've got all these young kids watching the Super Bowl, and he doesn't have to be grabbing himself every 5 seconds. Is he so insecure? Seriously, I didn't understand it. I don't speak Spanish. I would have liked to have known the words he was saying. To me, it looked like a political statement because there were literally no white people in the entire thing. I think it was a political statement, and I'm not taking a side one way or the other. I just do. I think it was an ICE thing. And I just think that the NFL sold out, and it's very sad because this was 75 years, and, shame. And
She has a shame. She has a she's fluent Long Island. You know what I mean? Yeah, real Long Island. It's tough on a lady. I gotta say it. It's tough on a lady. I don't get the hottest girl in the world, most beautiful woman could come from like Manhasset or something, and she drops into that thing, and it's like, ugh. I would honestly rather a Southie accent on a woman, wicked smat, the whole thing over there. Hey, I want a girl to call me Bushy. Hey, Bushy, what's for dinner? Drake versus Drake May, beloved. What a great kid. He's such a sweetheart. He's so cute. Adorable young guy, 23 years old, playing in the Super Bowl, led his Patriots. Now, I don't mean to beat up on the Patriots here, but they did have the easiest schedule in football. No one had an easier schedule than the Patriots. And then when it came time to playing the toughest team, the Broncos, they did so without its quarterback. So you knew that they were going to get pummeled in this game. That's why the prediction with the deuce. But here's a small beef I have because, I've been living in Los Angeles now for 22 years. And there never should have been a question between Drake May in his young age and Matthew Stafford for the MVP. And thank God they gave it to Matthew Stafford. Drake one day will be the MVP, but it is not now. He got absolutely rolled. He got sacked 6 times. He found no way yesterday, and that's okay. Think about Matt Stafford. Seattle barely beat them. And in the NFC Championship game, Matt threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, all against that amazing Seattle Seahawks defense. So there was never a question that and if they had not given Matt Stafford the MVP at the NFL honors, it would have been a disaster. Okay, but the game was shit, huh? That was a bad game, a total snoozer. I would have given the MVP to the kicker. Right? Jason Myers, whatever. He's kicked 5 field goals. I mean, for the whole first half, he was the only one scoring.
Or even the punter. Like the punts put Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Even the punter.
Anyone using their foot in football was doing a great job. Commercials, the number one was Goodwill Duncan, although it's great to see these actors all cooperating with AI and all this. But Goodwill Duncan was phenomenal with Ben Affleck and Danny. Costanza, Jennifer Aniston, Tom Brady, the bill, the talent fees for this. I mean, how much coffee do you have to sell to pay all of these divas to be in one commercial? But it worked out. It was the best by far. Instacart's commercial with Ben Stiller and Benson Boone was funny. It was kind of a Zoolander takeoff. Very funny. I like those two. Here's something from before the Super Bowl, but it has to do with Bill Belichick, who has many Super Bowls, 6 of them with the New England Patriots. He and Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, who's 24, or maybe she's 25 now, they went to the UNC versus Duke basketball game, representing for UNC. And people noticed something that there's the two of them looking so cute together. Okay. You see the t-shirt she's wearing? Orchids of Asia Day Spa. Guys, that is the rub and tug salon that Bob Kraft was caught going to in Jupiter, Florida. My mom lives on Jupiter Island, so I've been past the Orchids of Asia many times. And there's beef between Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick. They rub each other the wrong way. But this is where Bob got rubbed the right way. And Jordan Hudson, inexplicably out of nowhere, provoking Bob Kraft wearing the t-shirt. Who knew they had it? Did she make the t-shirt? Did she go there and buy the t-shirt? Do they sell those online? Do I want one?
Just the thought process, though, to put that shirt
Oh
together
my God.
this weekend is a lot. I don't know what I mean, I don't know what it says for Belichick, not even to say maybe we shouldn't do this.
I don't think he knows. He's just sitting there, next to her. I don't know. She probably didn't even check with him. Hey, I'm going to wear this thing. I don't care what you do. Yeah. Jordan Hudson. Oh, the Dunkin' commercial was awful? Oh, shit, girl. You and I, we do not seem to agree. I thought it was darn good. Dunkin' is terrible. Only an emergency. Don't understand the popularity. Oh, you mean the coffee? No, it's the people's coffee, man. Yeah. I mean, I like a Dunkin'. All right. I don't
Were
like
there any other commercials that stuck out to you? The toilet one made everybody laugh where I was at, which was the liquid what's that called? Liquid IV. All the toilets were like talking.
Oh yeah,
That one made
Dunkin'.
people laugh. I can't think of too many others besides Dunkin'.
No. The Super Bowl sucked. I mean, it was pretty boring. Thank God for the food and the hang and all that, but it was boring to me. Very boring. So check this out. Before my daughter Lily, when she was in the hospital, Dad, can you get me a smoothie from Erewhon? Now, if you people I don't know if Erewhon the Erewhon market is available. I don't think there's any. I think it's only in Los Angeles. I don't know, or maybe West Coast or whatever. But remember, they used to call Whole Foods Whole Paycheck. Okay, no. Erewhon is so expensive. This is where the Hailey Bieber smoothie is and all this stuff, and they have them, scattered around town. It's fresh, delicious food, but it is egregiously expensive. So she's like, really wanted a smoothie while she was in the hospital, and frankly, I would have gone anywhere to get her anything. She was in a tough spot. So I rolled this. I made a little video. Friends freezing on the East Coast, I love you, but we all deal with something, okay? Here we are in the heart of Beverly Hills, right? Pretty woman Beverly Hills, the center. And we are dealing with absolute price gouging. The Erewhon market. What Whole Paycheck was back in the day, this is 10 times the price. And now we're gonna brave our way to the smoothie bar. These are not smoothie baristas, these are scientists, okay? Because the West Side Whimsy and Gary Brecka's Perfect Amino Choco Revive demand it. Oh. Hailey Bieber out, Gary Brecka in. Here we go. I feel like I just got robbed. 2 smoothies and a coffee, $55. And just when you thought it was over. Oh no, $58. Parking. $113. $113 smoothie run right there. I said, who's gets early morning, Saturday morning. I'm safe. I'm just going to park here for a second. No way. In Beverly Hills, they make a lot of money on parking, and they swooped in and got they were watching me. Billy Bush just parked. Go get him. They descended on me.
I think Erewhon did it to make the price seem better. You get the ticket out, did the $55 smoothies.
I know. I won't pay that parking ticket right away. I have to let it sit for a few days when the anger dissipates, and then find myself in when you're at high vibration, then you quickly move in, pay it. Okay. You don't pay it right then and there. It's too defeating. You crumple it up, you put it in the seat and let it ride with you for a little while. Okay. My lovers, $55 is a robbery. I'm telling you, it's disgraceful what we will do for our kids. But wait till you have grandkids. Oh, yeah. When I do, I could soon, by the way. I don't know. Billy, you are not above. Yes, I am. No, I'm above the law. I am. The law is for everyone else. Okay. You know who goes to Air One? Dumb ass people, says Jackie. Okay, Jackie, you're right about that. It's so good in there, though. And I only go once in a while. Billy did not put who carries a quarter, Mary? Right? We live in change is going to be out. I think they're going to get rid of change at the Treasury soon. I don't have change. But you can just stick your card in there and stuff. But I'm not, I was like, what? The minimum is like, it would have cost me like $2 for 15 minutes or something. And I should have done it.
I don't think it's the money with the car.
But I'll say this. It's the same thing as the carpool lane. You want to see if you can get away with it. You know what I mean? You want to get away with it. Every time I ride in the car, and I'm going to say something right now. Oh, I'm going to confess something right now. I've been riding solo in the carpool lane for 22 years in Los Angeles, and I've never been caught. And I always ride in it because the carpool lane is on the left side. The only way, there's just a divider here. A cop can't be hidden behind something on the left, far left lane. So the only way they can get you is if they're behind you coming up, or if you're passing them on the right, or they're passing you on the right somehow. So always know who's to your right and keep looking in the rearview mirror and get out before they get you. I've had some close calls, but I've never been caught. And that makes me a bad person. But that's a confession. At least I'm not the guy in the shoulder who's blasting by everybody in traffic. Or am I? Okay, 10 o'clock this morning, 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern. Brian Enton joins us from Pima County, Arizona. Nancy Guthrie and all these latest little details that I have picked up, I have learned, and he will share things with us too. Anyway, we'll see you in a couple hours. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. Sorry about that Super Bowl game. All right. We'll be giving out certificates to Orchids of Asia, to all of our, T-shirts maybe. Anyway, have a tremendous Monday. I love the Grateful Dead hat, Billy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love the Grateful Dead. Have a great one. One more shot of Harry. Harry. There's Harry. We love Harry. Harry. Yeah.